Alright, should be a bit better. You can hear me. Yeah, let me figure out where I'm meant to be going. C1A is polonium. Alright. System is out in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of carriers here. C1A. Polonium. 0.5. Let's have a look at these ones. Boring. Tellurium 1.5. D. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go there first. Hey Plat, how's it going, man? Long time no see. I saw Blairy's been playing a lot of No Man's Sky, and I reckon No Man's Sky actually looks pretty amazing. But because I'm in a squadron that's like quite active in this, we've ended up playing a fair bit of Elite Dangerous. It's kind of cool because there's so like there's so many different things that you can do. Like right now, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. One of the guys in our squadron brought a carrier out here because this is a good place to farm for materials. But you think we're like out here, and the rest of the main populated system, including like Earth and stuff, Sol, is back in here. And then this is where you can go in the game. There's actually a fairly large amount of places you can go. Sorry, I got to pay attention now because I'm gliding into a landing with no visibility. Fuck. Put my night vision on. It is a lot like Freelancer, man, but it's kind of I don't know, like, because freelance was like single player. This is what multiplayer brings to this is kind of interesting. And like right now, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna do some boring material farming because you need the materials for engineering. But like in the bubble, in this area I was like talking about earlier, um, all the way over here in the bubble, this area is like. So I'll show you where Sol is. Um, most of, well, a lot of the systems in the bubble, like around the solar system. So this is Sol, are actually like controlled by player factions. So this is Sol, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. You can land on these moons, and you can land on Mercury. I don't think you can land on any of the other major. Yeah, you can land on moons and stuff, but that they're all player factions, and there's like a political system and a background like power system. So like there's open world PvP. There's so you've got to be careful, like certain systems, you want to be watching your back type thing once you fly in, because chances are there's gankers probably waiting to try and nail you as you jump into a system. It's yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, what I should have done before I came in here was actually have a look for a geographical feature that will be good for mining. Go and have a look at this planet. So if I go now over to my contacts, would have thought there would have been some like good structures to do some mining off. Maybe I've done the wrong thing. Let's see, planetary information. So as you discover, because there's like, I don't know, like billions of systems in here, as you discover places, if you go back to the bubble and sell the mapping data, you get your name permanently recorded as the person who first discovered a place or first stepped on it or whatever, which is pretty cool. It's been a while since I've played, so I've forgotten how to find where these signals are coming from. I might just go out a little bit and look back at the planet. So we're a bit further out from the Milky Way here, which is kind of cool. You can see it. It's a giant band. No, no, you can't. No, you can't name them. It's on PS4 as well. So the PC and PS4, there's no crossplay, but like the political stuff is crossplay, if that makes sense. So like if you if you decide to get involved in that, then the changes that you make on the PC version, for example, will impact what happens on the console. But yeah, console PC, all the political stuff is like shared. So Like our squadron has a bunch of systems under its control, and there's like regular things that people in the squadron do to maintain control over those systems, because other factions could like get involved in messing with our like political standing in certain places. Everyone was talking about there being a lot of stuff to mine on this planet, but I'm not seeing it. I'll just drop down and have a look anyway. Maybe I can get to a side of the planet with a bit of sun. Need a bit of light. Or maybe it really is just that dark out here. It actually wouldn't surprise me. Here we go. There's a star. Here we go. All right. I don't want to be driving around the middle of the night the whole time. Find something that looks a bit interesting. Yeah, totally, man. So if you've played Star Citizen, there's like it's similar to that. So there's like three kind of spaces, I guess. So there's what I'm in now, which is like just regular flying around. Then there's like Super Cruise, which is above the speed of light, which you would use to like travel from one planet to another planet, basically within a single system. And then there's yeah, the jumping as well. So like this ship that I have now is like my dedicated exploring ship. Ooh, that looks interesting. And so it has a large jump range. But if you think like the way I've modified this ship is like it's basically like a giant jump drive with a seat on top of it. That's pretty much the way this ship's set up. And so yeah, this was my dedicated exploration ship. And like my brother, Zayas and I, we've like flown to the center of the galaxy and checked out like the supermassive black hole in the middle of the galaxy, and yeah, done a bit of exploring. We're planning to go out exploring again, actually. I'll put my landing gear down. See if I can do that in here. There we go. That's my little exploration ship. Find somewhere that I can land. In the latest update for this, they added being able to actually get out and walk around as well, which has been a fair bit of fun. Before you could only jump out in like a little kind of buggy type thing. Oh, there was a spot back there. Yes, no, yes. Oof, so close. Having a slightly bigger ship like this can make a landing a little bit awkward. There we go. No? Come on. There we go. Before I pull my buggy out, I'll just jump out. Actually, I'll pull my buggy out. I've got two buggies here in case I destroy one of them while I'm out in the deep and there's no way to get back and get a new buggy. The buggies are a little bit fragile. So like this system is not a populated system, so I won't find any interesting Actually, I might. Hold on. Let's have a look. System map. Oh, there is a biological feature on this planet. There you go. 7 human locations. I don't know. I don't know what they are. So when you're looking for materials like I am now, you kind of got to use the radar type thing that I can see in the front of my on the front of my buggy here. Yeah, it is this well, yeah, I mean this is a lot like the moon, this surface. And by and large, most of them are like this, I guess, because actually when it comes right down to the universe, most of the planets are just boring. Um, but every now and then you'll find something really really interesting. And some of the planets that people have found, and like I might jump out and have a look at this area here. Um, some of the planets that people have found are crazy and like really wild terrain, like huge mountains. And so that's my little off-road buggy, my ship over there. So yeah, there's absolutely no atmosphere, so I've got a completely clear view out to the sky. On planets with an atmosphere, it looks amazing. Low gravity. So like what I'm in now is my this is like an exploration suit. So it has like a sampler for doing like samples of biological equipment and stuff. I still have my weapons, but so if I did come across anything unsavory, I could still get into a fight. I've forgotten how to put my weapon away now. uh, there we go. So there's some. So I got like a little jetpack on this suit can kind of jump and fly a bit further than other ones because it's not a combat suit. It's a pure exploration suit. Um, but there's other suits that are made for like doing scavenging missions. So you found a wreckage of a ship or something, and you come out and you got like a cutter torch to cut it open and like scavenge equipment out of it stuff. And then other ones that are like purely combat oriented suits as well. And all of the suits can be engineered, just like your ship can be engineered as well. So that's like a large reason why you would be out doing what I'm doing right now, looking for materials. Is basically to get the materials together to engineer your gear a bit more. But yeah, I mean it's not really strictly required. Oh shit! Just made it. Everything's okay. Yeah, but I've not really engineered my spacesuits or anything like that. Only my ship for exploration basically. I'm just going to try and find some of this stuff to mine. So the reason we're out in this system is there's like a lot of the rarest materials that you can mine in the game are on each of the planets out here. So it's just one system where you can come for a little while and just do a bit of farming and then head back into the bubble. So on my radar, I can see the little blue dot there, which is my ship, and then the little grey ones appeared in front of me, which is the material that I could see the artifacting on my scanner earlier. So I knew I could come in this direction and find something to mine. If I can get to it. But yeah, this is like Space Zen. When you're out of the bubble and there's no like people trying to gank you and stuff, it's purely just Space and Garden. Right, I'll pick up these bits of material. Yeah, there might be a better way to pick up these materials now that you can get out and walk around. I'm not sure. Gently. Alright. Could I be bothered? No, not for those materials. I'll go and look for another one. I think like No Man's Sky. Yeah, it's in my wish list on Steam as well. I think I've got it on PS4 and I played it when it first came out, or very soon after it came out. And it was just, I don't know, compared to this, which was full multiplayer already and all that sort of stuff, it was sort of a bit meh. But now they've added so much stuff to it, pretty keen to check it out. And then there's that new Bethesda, the new Bethesda game that's coming out as well, Starfield. So what I can do here is I'm probably not going to get back to my ship there because I'll be off exploring a fair bit. Yeah, totally, man. Walking over them is what I should have done. I should have actually tried that. I'm going to get my ship to go away. So it has like an AI in it that can fly. So it'll just bail, and when I when I summon it back, it'll come back. I kind of find it interferes with the radar. I think I found something, and I've just done a big circle, and I'm like back at my ship, thinking, "Oh yeah, I found some cool thing," and it's like, "Ah, oh, rip." Now these buggies can go pretty fast. Oh crap! I didn't realize the crater was that deep. Now you know what I mean when I talk about destroying my buggy. Everything's okay. Yeah. I'm gonna mine this thing. I'll shoot it, and I bet it'll all just roll down the hill. Let's try the picking things up theory to see if there's anything valuable here first. Not really. Let's try this. Doesn't look like I can do much. Oh, back to the old-fashioned way, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how many people came out on the carrier, but like the carrier that we came out here on, they're think of like an aircraft carrier, um, basically like that, but a space one, and they're player controlled as well, and I think they cost lots of money, way more money than I make in the game, but they're player controlled, so they have like a much longer jump range, and you get your own little like office with a nice desk and stuff. It sort of becomes a bit more like um, like in Warframe, it's a bit more like your own kind of home base type thing, which I wish they'd add in Destiny, to be honest, something like that. All right, there's another bit over here. So because this system is like so far out, it would take me in my exploration ship, it would take me almost 30 jumps to get out here. So yeah, fuck man, uh, pretty much. Pretty much it's like another job. Like because this area is so popular for farming, there's there's a shitload of carriers out here. Hold on, I'll show you the carrier because it's actually pretty cool. See if my ship see if my ship can find somewhere to land. Here it comes. See, it feels super, super isolated out here. And I mean, in reality, we are. It's just that we just happen to be in a system that's very popular for farming materials. So it actually wouldn't be that surprising for me to bump into someone else. But yeah, like my ship can jump about maybe 70 light years in one go, whereas the big carriers can jump 500 light years in one go. Um, Apparently, the animation when you're sitting in the carrier and watching it jump in and out is pretty cool. I haven't actually seen it yet though. I've seen one from the outside and it's scary AF. Actually, if you think of like trying to get a semi trailer and like getting it to jump at the speed of light, that's what it feels like. It starts creaking and groaning, and it's they on foot. They would if they attacked me, it would be like it wouldn't serve any other purpose other than to just be assholes, basically. Um, if I had like a bunch of the materials that I'm farming down here, you don't drop them when you die. If I was hauling a huge bit of cargo or like valuable mining materials that weren't like engineering materials, just like regular mining materials for trade, in my ship and I was flying around, then yeah, people might want to gank me. They would scan my cargo and potentially try and either take the cargo from me by breaking into my cargo bay or um, and stealing it straight out of my cargo bay, or literally just killing me and picking it up. So I'll head up to the carrier, show you that. It's this one here, Gizmo's Lair, lock destination. So now I'm entering into Super Cruise. So this is like you can travel at above the speed of light, but it's not for jumping around. It's like just for above light speed travel within a single system. And so like this, uh, traveling like this, if I pointed my ship at the solar system and let it fly for how many light years away are we here? We're about 1,000 light years. I let my ship travel for 1,000 years, it would actually reach the solar system. Like everything's done to scale. And then these ways of like jumping and traveling around faster is just more like a convenience. So the game is like completely done to scale. So like those carriers that can jump 500 light years in one jump, you can point your ship in a direction and travel at the speed of light for 500 years, and you would also get to the same place. Now I've got on my ship, I've got this nice little thing called Super Cruise Assist, so I'll turn that on. So that's the planet I was just on. I think it's a pair. There's another one somewhere. Yeah, these two planets are actually orbiting each other. Now this is Perfect's carrier. He's the guy who brought us all out here. Request docking. I don't have a docking computer on this ship, so I'm going to have to manually dock. So apologies in advance if I just straight up run into the ship and destroy myself. Now it's telling me I can dock at dock 9. Yeah, 500 actual years, man. Everything's done to scale. So like at the speed of light, mind you, as well. Um, so like some people had a theory about I think it's one of the Voyager satellites about wondering if it was there, and they actually like chose the direction the Voyager was heading in real life and like flew there in the game and found the actual Voyager satellite like well out of the solar system because this is kind of set in the future. That's pretty cool. And there's a couple of content creators who've started making educational videos about like black holes and planets and like all this sort of stuff on their channel, and using Elite to actually do the videos. And they've become that popular. I think they were invited by NASA to go and have a look at some of the stuff that NASA's doing. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to jump off on the carrier now. So this is like a private carrier. Perfect owns this carrier, and he's just used it to bring us all out to this system. So that's my ship. So yeah, it feels so desert and remote, but there's like there's people here. This newer stuff tears a bit on my screen, so sorry if it looks like balls. Um, so what's this? A bar? So that's the star. I don't know what that thing is. What's that? Oh, artifact in the window. Hello? Now I think if you get stuck on a carrier like this and you need a bail, there's I believe there's like jump escape pods. I don't know where they are. So there's the commander. Ah, here we go. Here's the escape pods. Um, Now I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get to the actual flight deck. Yeah, I don't have access. I did. One of our clanmates had one where it was open. I went upstairs and pissed in the corner of his office. So like the carrier got here from the main system that uh, our faction owns. It took him 3 jumps, or two and a bit. Like they're pretty fast. Yeah, so there's the pilot. Pretty fast trip, really. But yeah, this is all. If you can fund it, if you can afford it, you can buy one of these and you get your own personal home, basically. Now I've got a bunch of ships, but I only brought one ship out here because it's the only thing I really need here. You can get uh, fighter bays in your ship as well. So what happens is and if you have a pilot, what you do is you can either get the pilot to support you um, in your in the fighter while you're fighting, if you're fighting, or you can actually get the pilot to take over your ship and fly around in the fighter yourself. Well, it's like a hollow control, like a virtual control on the fighter. But some people bring fighter bays out on these exploration trips and find these huge like chasms and do pod racing style races in their fighters and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna have a look. The carry You can't destroy the carriers. Yeah. Any PvP is either on foot or like ship small, like your normal ship to ship. Um, but there are so you can't destroy carriers. The way that you like anything larger scale than like ship to ship or like the on foot PvP is done using the political system to like get factions kicked out of systems or go to war with them in a system or whatever. It's all more the like background political system. So if I have a look at the map here, so you can see we're out here, and I was talking about how uh, all the orange things are my bookmarks. Green ones are our squad bookmarks. But if I go into power play mode, it'll show you like the political like factions basically. Um, Go map mode and go security and power play mode and go. These are all the different power play factions. So if you think this is how far out we are, and then there's like the different color. The different colors are like the different political factions basically in the game. And then we actually are sort of our faction's kind of outside that area a bit, where a lot of these green systems are our ones. So, but this is why they call it the bubble. This is the political kind of power play system. It's all constantly moving around depending on which faction's got more control and all that sort of stuff. Um, but then you think that's the bubble. That's where like all the trading, political stuff, PvP, fighting, and everything that all basically happens there. And then you can explore like everything else. So some people do a trip out to a place called Beagle Point, which is as far across the galaxy as you can go, basically. So people will do it's like a rite of passage, this trek over to the other side of the galaxy. The furthest I've been is basically into the center of the galaxy here, the supermassive black hole right in the middle. Go star type. You think in the center of the galaxy, it's a lot more dense, the number of stars. Each of these stars is a system. I don't have the I haven't been to a lot of them, obviously, but yeah, gives you an idea of how many places there are to explore. So if I go, I'll look at Sagittarius A star again because that's one that I know I've been to. So I should have the system map for it. That, the giant black hole. Oh, there's quite a few carriers there. Our faction is our faction's actually not really aligned with any of the. It's an independent one. It's not aligned with any of the superpowers. Um, so we tend to, because we're off to the side a little bit, we're sort of more like, I guess, part of the. There are aliens that have just been discovered and some that have invaded and stuff, and that all tends to happen out here in the Pleiades Nebula, which is like, I think you could see the Pleiades Nebula with the naked eye. Normally in our night sky. All right, where am I going? I'm going to go to just. I'm going to go to C3b. All right, so if I go look at the system map, so C means A. The main star is A, then B, then C, and then 3 is the third planet out. And C3b, A, B, that one there. I haven't been there yet, so it says unexplored. I'll go and check it out. I'll cheat and put my Super Cruiser system. C1. This one here. There is a way to turn all the. Oh, there you go. So if you want to turn all the like orbital lines and all that sort of stuff off, you can as well. And the HUD too. I always this little door at the back of the ship. I always imagine just stepping out there and like smoking a dart basically out the back of the ship. That's the inside cabin. So you can co-pilot in this as well. I could so if I had another person in my team and they were sitting in the ship with me, then I'd see them sitting in that seat as well. You can't get up and walk around your ship yet. That's like probably the most requested feature, I think. So all of these planets and stuff that I'm discovering, it's all like mapping data that I can then go back and sell for money when I go back into the bubble. Yeah, first thing everyone asks, can you move around the ship? No. But you can play this with VR as well, and yeah, but a lot of people are sort of saying yeah, it just adds to the immersion. Yeah, totally, man. Like I'm all right because I've told it to automatically orbit when it reaches a destination. Yeah, man, rip our Warframe faction. That giant base we've got, and like no one plays it anymore. Oh yeah, the gunjacks or something are they called? The yeah. I remember when Pred was like farming hard for that thing. It was kind of cool, but I just didn't have the time to commit to it. All right, I'm gonna turn off my Super Cruise assist and land on this planet on the sunny side. Kind of cool. I haven't really landed on one with snow yet, but I have seen pictures of snow. Yeah, very photogenic game. Rip it taking too long to load. Oh shit. All right. Yeah. Did you ever get to play with the oh Railjack, that's what they were, the player controlled ships. Oh man, I'm an idiot. I should have scanned this before I came in here. Once the surface scanner goes, yeah, there we go. All right, scan this. Should only need two. All right, there we go. Find somewhere interesting to land. Right there, I reckon. Near the hills, craters, and these interesting colored lines. Sometimes those lines will be like big canyons that are kind of cool to fly around and stuff, and other times they're just like this. They look like stretch marks. What I don't get is why I can't see any signal types. Normally, the the areas that you want to mine for the most resources have, like, they'll appear as signals on the. So this one even has a biological signal. I'm gonna have to quickly Google this because I'm like missing something. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, there's like old if you know where to find them, there's like old ancient alien ruins and stuff hidden in certain places. Sometimes you need to go to them to get particular technology stuff for your to upgrade fighters and things like that. Um, Was I not in analysis mode? Maybe that is the problem. Couldn't get my cam working today. It's weird. Yeah, it's still not working. All right, now that I've got analysis mode on, am I gonna see something a bit more interesting? I wonder if maybe I'm missing equipment actually. Let's see. Um, hmm. Gonna try a different planet then. I'm gonna go to one with an atmosphere that I can land on, of which there are none apparently. Damn. Oh, here we go. Landing on one. How far away are we talking now? Not too far. All right. Actually, that is a long way. It'll take me like 10 minutes to fly there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, it's actually boring. It's just that thing shows that it's got an atmosphere. Yeah. Um, there are water worlds not in this system, and you can't land on the water worlds, obviously. But yeah, they do exist, and they're pretty bloody valuable when it comes to selling the mapping data as well. And if you discover one for the first time, and also Earth-like worlds, yeah, rake in huge money for those. See if any of these look interesting. That one looks kind of different. That one there. Let's go that one. So now, just above my scanner type thing, you can see it says 1.5 C going up. So that means I'm traveling 2 times the speed of light. Just kind of handy for getting around these systems. Actually, that's the Pleiades Nebula there, I think. And then that's the horseshoe. Actually, I need to go and double check my star knowledge now. Pleiades Nebula, and I'm not sure what that other thing is. I'll just scan this before I land. 2 probes. Should be able to do it in one. You get bonus money if you scan it with a certain number of probes. That's a big crater. Let's see, what do we got on this place? There's a signal here, minor wreckage. Go and have a look at that. It's on the other side. So that's what it should have done with the biological signals in the other planets. I don't know what was going on there. Actually, these are all moons. Yeah, they're the planets. These are little moons. Let me guess, it's on the dark side. And it's probably going to have something hostile as well. I might have to change my suit. Of course, it's in the dark. Great. I'll put my night vision on. Gotta love the creaking. Meh. Came in a bit shallow then, so the glide ended a bit too soon. I'll let that fly in. Now, oh, perfect. How's it going? Oh, yeah, totally, man. Let's have a look. Can't see any. Oh, spoke too soon. All right. I don't even know who they would be owned by out this far. The spot here. Hmm. Joys of having a slightly bigger exploration ship. I did see a spot just here. Please let me land. There we go. Ooh. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna have to jump in my SRV to deal with these things. Do I like my chances? I hope you had your windscreen wipers, mate. Come on, how much further do I need to be? I mean, there's probably nothing I really care about here. Yeah, let's do it. Cargo rack. I'm gonna need my cutter, aren't I? Damn it. It's just all... I actually don't care about any of this. This cargo rack. Do I need a cutter to open that or something? Perfect. Like, I scanned the planet I was on before, and yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh, I'll blow it up. Okay, cool. The planet I was on before, I'd scanned it and I could see that there was a biological signal, but I couldn't actually, like, I couldn't find it on the planet. That works. I was chatting with my wife. Now, no, no. Look for the intersection of bright and dark DSS signals and favor the rocky side. I don't remember it being that hard. For me, last time I went exploring, it was like they pretty much came up as points of interest, I thought. Oh, DSS signals. Ah, that's what I was doing wrong. Let's see, the one that you were, what was it that we were saying? It's like Ruthonium or something. It was on that one. Um, C1A. That's Euplanium. Ruthenium is C1D. Yeah, no, yeah. Do you get homesick, mate? Hi, okay. Uh, Good shout. Um, hey, man. Good stuff. Yeah. I use the surface scanner, but not DSS. DSS is uh the frequency scanner, right? Oh, right. Sorry, my bad. Oh, detailed surface scanner. The I'm gonna go back to, sorry, go on. I'm gonna go back to the one I was on, because this one I don't think was anything interesting, but the one I was at before was the one that had a lot of ruthenium on it, I think. Um, yeah, I always struggle, if you've like selected something, um, like in the system map, and then having to scroll around in the navigation view to find it to turn on Super Cruise Assist. I should just stop crutching on Super Cruise Assist, I guess. All right. Yes. Oh, that's right. Mm. I'm gonna overshoot it because I got distracted. I yeah, haven't tortured myself for that yet. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I just preemptively do it. I'm on the wrong side of the planet, makes it really hard to see. All right. Yeah, I should be looking at the times and not doing VFR. Yep. I have. All right, I think there's a bit of a delay on the stream, but I've stopped now and turned on analysis mode. Ah, see, I can see the distress beacon now. That didn't show up before. Okay, interesting. All right. Ah, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, yeah, there's a bit of a delay in the stream. Classic YouTube. I need to go onto Twitch. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yep. Okay. I like the way that the distress beacon came up last time. I thought the the biological signals and stuff came up as points of interest for me in the past. Uh, yeah, okay. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so even below 100 meters. All right. Yeah, well, this is completely different. Yeah. For yeah, yeah, that's true. Although I've got to say, I didn't find myself getting any surprises when I was this far out of the bubble. Mind you, we're in a pretty heavily populated system at the moment. Uh, okay. Right. Ah, oh, in them. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Another guy was watching the stream earlier. He was asking, are you going to get ganked for the materials? And I was like, no, yeah, these are just engineering materials. There's no reason for anyone to try and come on foot and try and hit you for them. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's not the way I put it, but yeah. Oh, hey, Plat. Hey, Plat's still here. Yeah. I mean, like they look like the fungi type things, right? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like termite mounds. I might Do you mind if I unmute you in the stream? Just because I didn't realize Plat was still here. So I might actually my make sure my stream is not. Yeah, that's all right. All right. I feel like I know what I'm looking for. Maybe I'll look in
Yep.
another area.
Absolutely, yeah. And so, like this afternoon, when I was doing some discovery, I was actually doing quite a lot of zooming around until I found a clump, and then I would land at the clump, and then I would actually relog from the clump.
Because they would be in the same spot.
Exactly, yeah.
So maybe not on this actual really rocky area.
Well, it doesn't look like you got very many things happening there at all. So, do you want to go back into Super Cruise and have a look at the actual map? Oh, I saw some. I saw some. Turn left, and slow down.
All right.
I must admit, my voice is probably hitting you about 10-15 seconds after you pass them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's right. Well, you're watching my delayed stream, I guess. So,
So if you slow down and have a look, you'll see some sharp, like.
oh, I see them. I see them. Yep.
Yep. And what you're looking for is like a clump. Like if you could land in the middle of them, and what you're looking for is basically 8 or 9 plants or whatever biosignals
Yep.
that are in a circle. And if you can land in the middle of those, you are going to be awesomely placed to actually be able to farm the crap out of them. I was able to do a full bin of 150 in like 45 minutes.
Now, you're talking about materials now, not just the bioscanning, right?
Yeah, I'm not scanning them all.
Because I haven't really used my Artemis suit.
Okay, you don't need to use an armor suit. I used a Maverick today.
For the materials.
So land where you see those 2
Yep.
shards.
Yep.
And then go shoot them with your suit, whichever one you want, but have a laser weapon.
Yep.
And then you'll see that it's just like Odyssey. Horizons. What you really want to do is actually find a bunch of them. Get 8 or 9 of the actual materials, which will give you, 24 to 27, in this case, ruthenium. And once you've done that, just log out to solo or log out to PG, and you'll actually end up be able to pick up some more.
So you reckon I can do it in my suit? I don't need to be in
Oh,
an SRV.
you need to be in SRV to pick up the result.
Yeah.
What you don't need to be, in fact, is actually faster if you actually shoot them from your actual suit.
Should have checked my weapons. Executioner and Tormentor. Both will do that.
Yeah. No. Put a like a laser pistol.
Okay. Oh,
I used
plasma's
it.
not laser. No.
Yeah, no, that's absolute.
Maybe I'll rookie try and get my SRV back on. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's a weird sound. I haven't heard that sound for a while on my SRV scanner.
Yeah. Oh, look, the sound design in this program, like in the game, is just amazing.
Yeah.
And I reckon they've probably thought about what it actually means to be these various types of things many times. Go up to where those white dots are, and you'll find something you can shoot. You can shoot it from the SRV, or you can shoot it from your suit.
Yeah. Okay. All of my loadouts
But when you've got
vanished. That's weird.
Oops, you bought it again.
Yeah. I need to get a laser weapon.
You can do that from the SRV, by the way.
Oh, there you go. Put my Maverick on, and I'm gonna put. What's a laser weapon?
The TK Zenith or the Apelion. Both of them work really well.
Thermal. Okay, right. There we go.
The Eclipse will work, and the I wonder how long the Apelion and the Eclipse both work.
Alright.
Yep, fantastic, good job. I'm almost certainly seeing a stream that's like 15 seconds behind where you are.
Yeah. It's actually, I mean, YouTube was kind of an experiment. I was going to do, because I'm a software engineer by trade, I was going to do Minecraft programming videos with my kids, and YouTube seemed like the most accessible like platform for people to watch on, but I should actually just go use my Twitch account.
Yeah, if you don't need to get immediate feedback from kids, I would suggest that's actually a good idea. My daughter is 100%, like she's 14, she loves Minecraft. She watches all of these Minecraft creators, and YouTube is definitely the right choice there. But for other games, I think you might be better off on Twitch.
Yeah. The thing I've been doing with my kids is called Code Kingdoms. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's like you get your account, and you basically get a hosted private Minecraft server, and they have this web-based code editor with like fantastic videos and tutorials and stuff like that, and you hit run and it loads your mod into the Minecraft server, and then you just connect with your regular Minecraft client and try.
Alright.
So the first like mission, I guess the first like challenge is you load into the game, you're stuck in this thing, you've got no way out, all you've got is a bow and arrows, and then the first lesson is you write the code to make your arrows explosive. You make them explosive, You load the mod, you go back in, you blow your way out of this area by using these explosive arrows. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that sort of sounds like the one that Facebook set up, which is actually really impressive. Anyway, with this shard that I'm seeing on the screen, 15 seconds behind you, grab out any of the lasers and shoot the shard, and then scoop it up with your SRV.
I need to... the little bits off to the side, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That bit there, the one that's poking out, just shoot it with your Apelion, no, not that. Go to the right a little bit. You'll see.
Got it.
to the right a little bit.
Took me a
Gotta
while.
shoot
I got there. I got there in the end.
There we go. So I was doing that with my little pistol today, and it was fantastic. It was so fun. That's not one of them. No, it's basically white.
Yeah, so
nothing there.
it's just the little ones. Yeah, okay, I got it.
Exactly. So what you're looking for is a bunch of these things
Yep.
poking out of the ground with those little white things on the side, and you're going to shoot the little white things off, and then you're going to skip them up with your SRV. The reality is you've got like probably about 2 minutes maximum to get them before they expire. So that's why you want to have a clump of them, and you want to be in the middle, because when you're in the middle of them, you can actually skip them up really quickly after you've shot them all off. I would shoot up to like 10 or 15 of them off my and then I would skip them up with the SRV, and that's like 30 to 45 actual materials in a very, very short time. That's why it was so fast this afternoon. I was able to fill my bin of 150 of them within 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. It's actually faster than Odyssey by a lot.
Yeah. I was starting to scratch my head. I've been flying around trying to find these points of interest and thinking something's not right. Do I need new gear on my ship to see these things or something? But no. Alright, makes more sense now.
Yeah, what you're looking for is the interface between these light and dark blue areas, and when you land, scout around for a clump where you could put your SRV in the middle of it, and then shoot off all the little white bits, then skip them up with your SRV, log out to PG or whatever, and away you go.
Yep.
And if you're lucky enough to find like 30 or 40 of them in like the old forests,
yep,
go to one side, do the other side, log to menu, and then log back in, and the other side will be ready again. It's fantastic. It's like magic.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Must apologise. I've had about 3 or 4 beers too many.
Yes. Deep space travel in a carrier. Just push autopilot button.
Yeah, I've used the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We've had to have several beers to get to where we're going. The funny thing is, though, I haven't actually had the peanuts.
Too busy with the beer. Right, I can see another single one, but what I'm trying to actually find now is a group of them.
Correct, yeah, that's the way to go.
If I'm flying upside down in my crate, there's a lot more easier to spot things.
Also, if you map the N key, like N for Nelly, to night vision, it's a lot. It's a lot simpler than that.
Yeah.
I very rarely use that right-hand panel. I mainly use it for report crimes off because it's normally off for me, but sometimes I just want a little bit of extra support from the local system authorities. That's the only reason I actually use that right-hand panel.
The time I spent most time in that panel is doing the Fed grind. Just wanting to... Am I there yet?
Okay, this is actually looking really good. There's like 6 or 7 in a very small area, so this is actually a good slot. But if you can find something even with more than this, you'll be even better off.
Okay.
But this is a good spot with 6 or 7 of them in a small area. And look over there, there's actually like 7 or 8 in the distance.
Yeah.
So you can go backwards and forwards between them.
Eternal quest for a landing spot.
That's why I use the DBX.
Yeah, I know. I knew this was going to come up.
Yeah, I am such a DBX snob now. It's sort of like my new favorite exploration ship, and I'm sorry for anyone who disagrees, but they're wrong.
DBX was the first one that I really invested in, and then I don't know, I got on the bird trains and could suddenly afford a Condor, and it was like, all right, well, maybe I'll take the Condor out. And then it was like, this thing is so slow and just not fun to fly.
Exactly. I actually min-maxed my Anaconda, and oh my god, that's such a mistake. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Terrible maneuverability. It's like basically a jump drive with a seat on top of it. That type of setup.
Exactly. Yep. And the worst part is that anything above 1.2 Gs, I couldn't land on because I couldn't get off.
You could get. Are you serious? I've never had that problem before. That's hilarious.
I have since found out, like that was back in 2018 when I didn't know that you could actually cruise fast towards the horizon, gliding up slowly. And then once you get it to about 30 or 40 kilometers, you can start heading up and get out in the escape vector. Back then, I didn't know that. And so I basically got stuck on planets with 1.2 Gs. And so I never actually, for the entire 160-something thousand light years that I was out in Biggles Point and Smig, the entire area out there, I was basically saying, I'd love to be able to land here, but I shouldn't.
So you just avoided the high grav planets. Wow.
Yeah, and that's a real shame. The other thing is, I went on that expedition without actually understanding the role of materials. So I didn't have enough heat wiring, and so I couldn't actually synthesize heat sinks, and I couldn't have, in the end, I didn't have enough actual AFMU ammo. And so I had to jump the last 12,000 odd light years without using neutrons.
Ooh. That is rough.
That is very rough. So I would definitely suggest to people get used to actually exploring in something capable, such as a Crate Phantom or a DBX. And then if you're desperate to go 83 light years by yourself, i.e. 240-something light years on a neutron jump, then max an Anaconda, but expect to be disappointed. I think, honestly, the Crate Phantom and both the DBX are far better explorers.
Yeah, totally. Although I've noticed something, I haven't stripped everything down in my DBX. My jump range in my Crate is a lot higher at the moment.
Yep, that's true.
Oh, is it?
If you get if you go to 2FSD and you strip everything down properly in a DBX, what you're going to end up with is 78 light year DBX, which is very, very close to a min-maxed Anaconda. But what you have is a compromised DBX because you won't be able to have multiple SRVs. You only have one AFMU. You only have, this, that, and the other thing. The Crate Phantom, you can get 75, 74, 75 light years out of it realistically. And there are no compromises. You can have 2 SRV bays. You can have lots of AFMU ammo. You can have lots and lots of different things going on. Honestly, if you're going out in the black forever, the Crate Phantom is the correct choice because there are very few places you can't get in the in the galaxy with 72 light years of range.
Yeah. Well, we went to Sagittarius Star and then went up to the ceiling and had a look around up there. And actually, we started at Colonia because Zulu was doing a mission out there once, and we just jumped in his carrier and took the shortcut. But
I'm
not sure where we're going to go this time. We're kind of keen to check something out, especially now. The only trip that we've done since Odyssey arrived is out to the Bubble Nebula, which we committed to that. So we've got first footfalls on a few of the planets inside the Bubble Nebula. That was our goal basically. But
press T for getting torch on your suit. It'll make a lot easier.
True.
Honestly, the best bet is looking at ED Astro. That'll give you an idea of where it has least been explored. If you go southeast, you are very likely to hit areas that have never been touched by humans before. And it's not far from where we are.
That's south. Yes, that's where we're planning on going, and also maybe southwest a little bit into the whatever you call it, void.
The Formidine Rift, yeah.
Yeah, Rift. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good place. That's where I did Sir Kerbeard's Exploration Elite, and it was fantastic. I didn't actually hit humans until very close to the Colonia Bridge. I'm talking 300-400 light years away, and that was actually very close to some nebula that were very well explored because some of these nebulas actually have guardian structures in them.
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
That
So if you go
far
up to
out?
like, yeah, so if you go up to like CB 34, 35, you only have to go like 50, 60 light years and you're in systems that no one's been in before. It's fantastic.
I'm gonna bring up the map in a second.
Sure.
Um, just collect this.
So when you get the map up, type Rohini, like Rohini, and that map will then show you the areas I'm talking about. Rohini is basically the south. Oh, yeah, the southeast quadrant. Like if you look at the actual.
Rohini. Oh, yeah, Rohini, yeah.
Yeah. If you go to Rohini and then go and plot a direction to Calonia, you'll see like there's and then turn on populated systems only. You'll see the Colonia Bridge. There's about systems every 400, 500 light years.
Yeah.
If you go left or right of both of those, you will actually hit unexplored systems.
So I've found heaps of unexplored systems, particularly in the trip back from Sagittarius Star back to
Yep.
the bubble, because we just sort
Mm-hmm.
of went off a little bit, you know, from where the direct path would be and off to
Mm-hmm.
the side a bit, and found heaps of systems, but like, how would you even know that there's a guard? Because we could have even traveled through something that may have had guardian rules, right? But we would never have known.
Yep. So Canon Research has actually done a lot of work on actually identifying how you identify whether or not the system is very likely to have or more likely to have Guardian stuff in it. So one of the things that's actually important is that you're going to be near or in a nebula. The other one is, particularly for Guardian data sources, you're going to be looking for B stars that are more than 12,000 light seconds away from the A star. And I would actually visit those all the time because I reckon there's others out there that haven't been discovered yet.
So what were you saying? B stars in the system that.
Yeah, so if you've got B, C, or D stars, like you're actually orbiting, you're currently on a C star where you are right now at 36601.
Yeah.
What you're looking for is something that's more than 12,000 light seconds away from the A star, which is where you jump into the system.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is bio signals or geo signals more than 12,000 light seconds out. There's a very good chance when you get more than 12,000 light seconds out, you might find a Guardian signal. You might.
Wow.
So,
12,000 light seconds out from the A star or from the B star?
From the A star.
Right.
So for example, if you look at let me just go and find one that actually has one.
Because I have been to like ones that are closer to the bubble, like the one in Sernuf. So if I go there, then I should actually see the conditions that we're talking about. Or is it? So yeah, actually, oh look, we've got squad bookmarks for them. Great.
Yeah, so if you look at SINEF NLN C23B, sorry, C23-4, that's on B3. That's an example of a system. Now, CNUF, let me just put it into chat.
Yep.
It'll give you an idea of what it looks like. Are you on YouTube or do you want to have it in Discord?
Either works, yeah.
Okay, I'll pop it into Discord. So if you go there and look at B3, now if you've never been there before, you won't be able to. But yeah. B3 is let me just go to edsm.net.
Yeah, I have been here. So this is where I farmed whatever I needed for my Guardian jump booster, FSD booster.
Okay, so if you've been there, then you'll know that essentially what you'll need to do is, where are you? There you are. Yeah. So what you're looking for is systems that are like that. Now, Canon Research has actually done a lot of work to characterize what these systems are like. Now you can see how close that is to a nebula.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're looking for is systems that are close to a nebula that actually have a like planetary system that is away from the A star, and in all likelihood, yeah, if you click on that, you'll find that it's actually well over 12,000 light
Yeah,
seconds.
30,000.
Yep. And so what it means is that if you look for systems like that and then you say, okay, I'm not going to be able to scan for it, but I'm going to be able to identify when I do a full system scan, like an FSSS from the A star, you are going to be able to identify that, okay, there are moons and things I can land on more than 12,000 light seconds away, and they seem to have a biosignal. The reality is, I would always check them out.
Right.
I didn't ever discover a Guardian ruin. But what I did do is I discovered a bunch of biosites that were worthwhile, including a bunch of like crystal shard sites. I went to the westernmost star in the entire galaxy and Elite,
Yep.
and I probably discovered 30 or 40 of like equivalents of HIP 36601.
Wow.
But the reality is they're so far out, it's
Yeah,
not
worth it.
practical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those equivalents to 36601 do exist. They just, I was really looking for Guardian sites.
Yeah. So I'm amazed. I actually didn't know that that was a thing. So I'm just like, at the moment, I'm looking at that system where it has a Guardian site, and there's like two nebula like fairly close to it, right? The Pencil sector and then the Vela Dark region. Is that how close we're kind of thinking?
Exactly, yeah. You don't need to be very far, but also some of these nebulas don't appear until you get closer to them.
Yeah.
But I think the mapping project at EDSM, the mapping project at EDAstro will give you plenty of clues as to where the actual nebula are. Those POIs everywhere. Pardon me. Go towards them and explore the systems around them.
I'm definitely going to do that next time then.
Yeah. And we believe the vast majority of the Guardian ruins are more than 12,000 light seconds outside of the main star. Does that hold true for the entire time? I don't think so. There's probably some that are around the A star, but I do believe that there's mostly there are more than 12,000 light seconds away from the A star.
I guess it's about just beating the odds as well, in a way.
Exactly, yeah. Like, Canon actually identified a new Guardian ruin site from a commander who just went to it just because it's actually logged in the game. It was actually found like 3 days ago.
Oh, wow.
They're trying to track down the guy who actually, I should say, the commander who's actually discovered it, because they're very impressed. But when Canon's after you,
Yeah.
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, totally. That's funny. Yeah, well, Zayas and I were like getting ready to go into the Black for a bit. I'm pretty sure this is the one that has the ruins on it, but it's not coming up on the map. I thought it came up as, once you discovered it, it came up as a point of interest, the ruins.
It is once you're in the system.
Oh,
It doesn't actually. It does not come up at all in the system map.
This moon looks like a bowling ball.
Yeah. So if you're actually interested in finding these things, the other ones are looking at the codex for rumored sites and checking them out. That's how the early ones were found. But as we started to characterize them through Canon's research and whatnot, it was becoming easier to actually identify them. You can actually do searches through EDSM data. The other one is like the various types of P and Q anomalies. you need to find planets with planetary rings that satisfy certain criteria. And Canon sort of documented which ones are the most likely,
Are you talking
but I
about the
never
Lagrange
bothered.
clouds now, or
Yes,
right?
again, it comes down to probability. So one of the things that I would always do is I would only map O, A, F, and B stars,
Yeah.
mainly because they were prettier, but also because most people had never went to them. And I found so many Earth-like worlds, ammonia worlds, and like terraformable high meta content worlds
Huh.
that no one had ever been to before, because people just routed through M-class systems, which are the most common.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how close you can get to the bubble with just excluding M-class stars. It's amazing.
You mean because people think there's nothing there, or they're only going through scoopable systems or something?
They're going through scoopable systems, but if they go through scoopable systems and they use KGB foam, M includes M. M-class systems are like 90+% of all the systems in the galaxy.
Yeah.
If you exclude them, you're going to go through systems that have like a 10 times higher chance that no one's ever been through them before.
Yeah.
Plus, as much as it's horrible to say it, the reality is when we look at the canon data, Earth-like worlds are more likely to occur O, A, and F and B stars by about 0.02%. That's not enough to really worry about, but because no one's ever been there before, you might be the first discoverer.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, worthwhile checking out canon.science. It's got a lot of really interesting information. I'm just regurgitating what they found, and I've found it to be mostly true. And if it's not mostly true, because I just haven't been able to replicate their information, doesn't mean it's not true. It just means that, like, you know, the old adage that just because you see white sheep in a paddock doesn't mean there's no black sheep.
Yeah. Yeah. Canon are the double landers at the end, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
So
log
give it a
into
go.
Frontier, or?
No, you can just literally you can get to access to almost all of their information without being logged in at all.
Oh, okay.
The only thing they do want you to log in for is if you're actually going to provide them information that they want them replicate.
Yeah.
So the vast majority of those folks are actually in the Canon faction.
Right. I only heard about the Canon, like, initiative recently. I don't know why.
Well, long history is that Sirius Incorporated at the very, very first was a little bit before Canon, and they did a lot of the early research into Thargoids, but then for whatever reason, FDev decided that Canon was going to be the canonical information about a lot of the science. So talk to Kaz sometime about how Canon stole Sync's thunder about the research that we were doing.
Oh, really?
And he's pretty bitter about it, actually.
Kaz needs more things to get upset about at the moment.
Yeah, maybe wait a while. But the reality is it's not incorrect, is what I'm trying to say, is that Canon did a lot of great stuff by themselves, but a lot of the earlier stuff was also discovered and then shared with the community. And then Canon sort of got credit for it for whatever reason. It'd be worthwhile talking to him about it. I only joined the game in 2017. He was in here a lot earlier than that, so he knows a lot of that early history. So give it a go. The reality is we've got a lot of stuff that we're about to get going on. We're actually about to release some scientific studies that we want to do for the BGS. So you want to get involved in that.
Yeah.
But particularly if you've got that numerical analysis behind you, any sort of stats, we definitely need your help, because the reality is Best Fit is not one of my best items. Oh, look at that! That is a great site where you're just looking right now. In about 15 seconds in the past.
Yeah. You'll laugh. You know what? Yes, I work in software. My actual, like, professional academic background, I guess, is in machine learning and big data analysis and stuff. So it's kind of funny you mentioned that.
Well, I definitely want to talk to you at another time because I did some work, some machine learning grad students back in 2018 to look at the results of large quantities of source code review and coupled with large quantities of source. And we were able to identify a strong signal between um, what was found in source code reviews by professional humans versus what was in the source code identified by machine learning.
Hmm.
And with a bit of extra training and a little bit more knowledge, because I wasn't really a machine language expert, um, I reckon we could have probably got something that was A, patentable, but also B, would have been a groundbreaking scalability improvement for security software.
For security software, have you seen the like now like GitHub and a few other services have got like AI aided programming, like a
Yeah, I mean, Copilot
oh,
is
Copilot. Yeah,
something that,
that's it. Thank you.
yeah, Copilot is actually amazing. It's scary
Yep.
in that it knows what you really want to do.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's not what I'm really talking about. It's sort of like, say, for example, if you're a software developer of a financial system and
Yep.
you want to learn about what the security vulnerabilities are um, that you need to consider.
Yep.
Well, a lot of the time in the past, we would use static code analysis and just picked apart using grep or ASTs and then figured out where the source and sink are and then figured out, okay, that might be a problem. What are you doing to protect against this?
Yep.
And it was a lot of false positives. What the AI in the machine learning was basically doing was saying, I've seen this quite a lot, and that ended up in a lot of reports quite a lot. And therefore, that is a very strong signal that there is actually a security issue here that needs to be dealt with.
Yep.
And I did that with two grad students who understood machine learning but did not understand security.
Yes.
Um, so, yeah,
So what type of
honestly,
it's funny, my day job is actually in I work in an insurance company, but well, an insurance startup, but like what sort of
mhm,
security what sort of um well, actually, as it stands, it's probably my area of it's part of what I need to care about at work anyway. But like, what sort of security stuff are you talking about? Like, not your classic
okay.
like things that can be gained obviously by using static analysis, but like something a bit deeper than that you're talking about.
Well, actually, the vast majority of what we're trying to do is actually take away a lot of the basic stuff like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and other things that you shouldn't have to worry about at all. So you can actually concentrate on the important things. So I don't know if you remember when they brought out the private health insurance in Australia. Um, they didn't expect people to actually bring up the ability to actually join multiple health funds at once and get multiple tax deductions at once. So the software was actually never coded to pick that up as a problem. And so you could actually get a massive tax return by joining and then cancelling a large number of private health insurance.
That's wild. Alright, I'll finish collecting these and then jump off. Oh, the game audio's muted. Let's see. That is interesting. That means I was playing earlier while Plat was on with no audio, I think. Great. Well, anyway, I think he's working, so. I've gotten so much from this field of stuff here. I thought I might only need to do one run, but I don't. I'm about halfway, or even further than halfway now. Yeah, 93, 150. Yeah. When I muted us chatting, I think that was I didn't just mute Discord, then I muted the whole desktop audio. Well, I've collected so much from this one spot. I think I'm going to log now and come back a little bit later and do another run, and that'll be me done for this planet. There's actually so many in this area. I wonder if any of the other commanders would want to essentially wing with me to get this spot. Just going to bookmark the other planets so I don't need to keep going back to this image. C1A. Yeah, I'll do that. Good call. Thanks, man. C3B. C5A. Oh, that is very, very handy. Alright, I'm gonna go do some real world mining / domestic stuff around the house. Thanks for the help today, Per. That was awesome. I clearly had not done this in Odyssey yet, so that was very useful.